Hi everybody, and welcome back to Bakes by Vasco. I'm Michelle with 1L, and I'm glad you're here. Well, it's February, and everybody else is thinking about Valentines, but my mind is on Mardi Gras. I have never actually been, but I've always been fascinated by all the wonderful foods that New Orleans has to offer this time of year. So today, in honor of that, we're going to be making etouffee. What is etouffee, you might say? It is simply smothered in sauce. Now what you're going to need for today is some langostinos. That's what I'm using. You can use crawfish, shrimp, scallops, any kind of shellfish, as long as you're not allergic. Some chopped onion, some celery, some green pepper, some garlic, butter, a little bit of cornstarch, tomato sauce, a tiny bit of crushed red pepper, and some cooked hot rice. All right, the first thing you're going to need is your shellfish. Now, I am using langostinos, which is not necessarily a lobster, but it looks like a small lobster, so that's what they call them, because we just wanted to give it a try. My husband is allergic to shellfish, so we have to be careful with what we use. He's not allergic to all shellfish, so we have to test things first. You can use crawfish, shrimp, scallops. I wouldn't recommend clams, but any kind of shellfish that you like, go ahead and use it. But we're going to use langostinos today. So we're going to set those off to the side. They were frozen, so we've got them thawed out. Next, we're going to chop up an onion. You'll need 1 cup of that. And then 1/4 cup of green pepper chopped. While I'm chopping these vegetables up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss out on what's coming up next. And be sure to like this video while you're at it too. If you try it, go ahead and tell me in the comments what you think. All right, everybody, we are now ready to get this etouffee going. The first thing we're going to do is take 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to melt it over medium-high heat. And once it's melted, we'll add our veggies. To that 1.5 tablespoons of melted butter, we're going to put our onion and green pepper. It calls for a stalk of celery. However, we're not celery people, so I'm substituting 1/4 teaspoon of celery salt. And you're going to want 1 clove of minced garlic. Now you want to cook these until they're tender, about 10 minutes with the lid on. Stir them up, get them all coated in butter. Give them a quick stir occasionally so they don't stick and burn. Alrighty, it hasn't quite been 10 minutes, but these are starting to get tender already and they're starting to burn. So we're going to add 1 more tablespoon of butter. Stir till melted. And that was 1 cup of onion and 1/4 cup of green pepper. Now to that melted butter, you're going to add your cornstarch, 2 teaspoonsful. Stir it up. And then to that, you're going to add a 1/2 cup of water and your 1/4 cup of tomato sauce. You're going to want to add your red pepper at this point. I use Melinda's Pizza Hot Sauce instead of crushed red pepper, and I give it just 1 or 2 little drops. This is brand new. Let me open it. And you want to get this nice and bubbling. And then you're going to add your 8 ounces of your shellfish. Stir it all up. Now while this is cooking, you might want to go ahead and cook your rice, but don't let this burn. You want this to bubble for about 5 minutes before you turn the heat down. And leave it uncovered to continue cooking. While that is finishing up, we'll get to that rice and then we'll get to the best part. All right, everybody, we've got some hot rice, we've got some hot etouffee. We're going to put it together and get to the best part. One thing I'd like to tell you is if you see me add ingredients and give you the amounts and then you see me add more, that's cooking. Because not all the amounts are always going to be right, and not all the amounts are going to be right for you. To this, I added a little bit more of the red pepper because we like it that way. So, once again, thank you for following along. I hope you'll hit like and subscribe and keep following me to see what we're going to come up with next. This recipe makes enough for 2, so this would make a lovely Valentine meal for you and your sweetheart. This is the kind of thing you're into. Alrighty. And there you have lovely langostinos etouffee. Once again, everybody, I'm Michelle with 1L, and this is Bakes by Vasco, and I really appreciate you hanging out with me today while we made some delicious etouffee. Now, as always, the best part of anything we cook is the eating. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That was good eating now.